Stop it. Get some help.
I'm a little trans girl, small and cute. These are my pigtails, yes they're real. I get screamed up, I can tell. That tip me over part sounds kind of inappropriate though. So I'm gonna stop the song there and keep it kid friendly. For all my young followers out there, stay proud, stay beautiful, and stay kind. Bye.
What the hell is even that?
I'm not gonna lie, when this video come up, I didn't even know what the hell was going on in this video. Not a clue. First thing I thought of though was Harley Quinn from Wish.com having a midlife crisis.
I'm doing this for my son. The government's inaction on climate change is a death sentence to us all. The United Nations have said we should have no new oil. Liz Truss wants to open 130 new oil licenses. That's a death sentence to this planet.
If anyone wants you to switch, let me know.
I'm here for my son.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
Isn't there better ways to prove your point? Why not survive with no electricity, no gas, no water? Isn't that a better way to prove your point? But she's not going to do that. And I don't know if her son knows she's doing this, but if he turns the TV on with his mates and his mum pops up getting carried across a bridge by 5 or 6 officers, that's not ideal. And we know one thing about this woman, which is a fact. She ain't got a job.
Daniel, our journey's different. Does skin color matter?
Our journeys are not different, bro, because like you say, we're one united under God. I have been pulled over by cops many times. Most 99.9% of the times, these cops have treated me in the nicest ways. Cops that are probably look nothing like me. Every single turning point event that I have been to, where obviously I can tell all of my Caucasian brothers and sisters, they have treated me in the nicest of ways. It has always been whites kind of on the left that have always mistreated me. I've gotten more mistreat from whites on the left than on the right for being a Latino conservative.
I think when they thought they were going to give him the mic, he was going to start saying all the stuff we usually hear, but fair play to this man. He said the truth right there. And the left will say they're all about love and accepting everyone for who they are. But we all know they act and say otherwise. But for this next clip, it's pretty crazy. This couple here was when they got married, and this is them now.
Ryan and I have a very, very special relationship. I was not willing to give it up because of this. It did feel like I lost my husband. It felt like I immediately called my mom. It was pretty late at night and I just was so numb. I could not stop bawling my eyes out. I felt so confused because I just married, the man of my dreams. For a long time I was feeling so sad and confused and lost. I knew in my heart I wanted to stay. And I know it's something that a lot of people won't understand. All I have to say is I get it. I wouldn't understand either. Until you're in it, you won't understand. Don't get me wrong, this is not an easy journey. But our love is strong. It may not look the same. It may be in a very different way, but beautiful. But I would not trade it for a thing. I was not educated at all. At that point in my life, I literally thought anybody part of that community, it was just like a phase. I had no idea that this was how people are born. I just researched and researched. Is there a pill to make transgender individuals not struggle? But there isn't.
I disagree.
Do you know what's crazy? The comments of this video, I thought people would be sort of saying what me and you are thinking, right? But it's not. The comments are like, that's real love, that's unconditional love. No, it isn't. No, it flipping isn't. If I married a woman, I want to be with a woman. If she decides to be a fella, on your bike, mate. On your bike, mate. How this woman is staying with this guy, I don't know. I mean, that's not the same person you married, is it? That's insane. That ain't love, that's insane.
I am a woman, and I use the women's restroom. And I guarantee you, not one of you will stop me. And if you got a problem with it, use a different bathroom. That's all I'm gonna say. I am a woman, and I am allowed to use the women's restroom.
like really what we're talking about is the female experience, which you can't speak to.
Yeah, but I can speak to the male experience. The male experience, I would think, would be able to speak much more highly as to how many men would actually be determined to do some harm to you if you were in the middle of a forest and they came across you in the forest.
You're right, but this is a podcast of women and we're talking about women, so that's why.
Well, it's a podcast of women, but there's clearly men on the panel. It's not our job to kiss your ass because you're a woman. I'm having an adult conversation with you. I don't know why I need to look at everything from feminist standpoint theory or from your perspective when you so easily dismiss mine. I'm telling you that your number's absurd. It makes no sense. And as you retract it, you very quickly retracted it because you realized how absurd it was. Why would you say that I have to be a woman in order to speak to this?
We all know the reason why they don't want to let Andrew speak. It's because he's too smart and he'll humble a lot of these women talking the rubbish or whatever they were talking about on the panel, saying if you're not a woman you can't contribute, even though the host of the whole show is a man and they have male guests regularly. So I don't really know what her point is, other than the fact she doesn't want to get humbled by Andrew.
I know you go after people, man, and I got my facts.
Buckle up.
All right, cool. Alrighty. So how the heck can you come to a state like Arizona, live here, and Tucson when we had, and say there's no such thing as white privilege or racism? So in 2003, Tucson Unified School District created a program called Mexican American Studies. You know what it is?
Sounds pretty self-evident.
It's critical race theory we are against.
Okay.
And by 2010, Governor Jamburr signed the law that banned these classes. In 2017, a federal judge deemed that the law was racist. So I want to know, how can you come here and tell me there's no such thing as white privilege and no such thing as racism?
Easily. There's no such thing as white privilege or racism. So well, there's racism, but it's not institutional. I mean,
so are you saying the judge was wrong?
Of course. I mean, judges could be wrong all the time without specific knowledge of what you're talking about with that.
Yeah, you could tell this guy was nervous trying to deliver his speech, but at the end of the day, whoever's right or wrong, but I think living life in that victimhood is it's just not a healthy way to live, you know?
I don't know who needs this reminder, but apparently a lot of y'all do. I am not a man. I am not assigned male at birth. I am an assigned female at birth, femme, non-binary person.
Keep telling yourself that, darling.
If there is a choice between a man and a bear, I'm the one that gets to choose. Also, so it's not a choice. Stop fucking saying, oh my God, I would totally choose the bear over you just because I'm standing up for liberation. Okay? You don't get to choose between me and the bear. Okay? I get to choose between a man and a bear. And if anything, I am the fucking bear that will tear apart the man who hurts you. Do you understand me? Like, and the fact that men do not understand why we would choose the bear literally just proves everything. Stop treating me like I'm a man. I spent the majority of my life being read and treated as a woman, and I still do. So seriously, stop treating me like a man. Do you understand me? Also, it doesn't even matter what I was assigned at birth, but it does matter how I was socialized as. Honestly, it does matter. And I was socialized as female. Okay? I was socialized as a woman, and I hold all of those traits all the way through. I will never choose the man because I will always choose the fucking bear.
Stop it. Get some help.
This guy couldn't even tear an envelope open. He's talking about he would tear a man apart. Not too sure about that one, mate. Can't ignore the fact your testosterone's kicking in. You can't hide from it forever. Does anyone else just feel like they're losing brain cells watching this? Because I definitely am. And if you really want to get to these people, it's one simple question. Define a woman. That'll really rattle their cage.
How do you expect to have good faith conversations when you won't acknowledge that trans women are women, even though medical associations across the world will? And people who have degrees in medicine.
There are a lot of countries across the world that are actually pulling back on transgender medications. No, it's true. France is, Switzerland, a lot of countries in Europe have. And I think that's a very interesting point that you say that, because there have been time and time again that the medical industry has made mistakes. Have we seen the opioid crisis, where people were abused and victimized by big pharma and medical industries? It's happened, and I think we need to have a serious conversation about how these people are being turned into patients for lives. We need to talk about how people are profiting hundreds and thousands of dollars per patient on people who are being told that if they just take some hormones and get some surgeries, that all their happiness will be back.
Yeah, she definitely makes a good point there about how these people are making millions, if not billions. It's the same during the COVID thing with the vaccine and masks and all the stuff going on there. There was people making millions and millions a day. In the 1940s, there were doctors promoting cigarettes as healthy for money. Don't think they won't do the same thing today.